Good morning, Alex and friends. I'm Grace. Today is Thursday, December 5th, 2024, and you're listening to Alex's News. The weather in Riverside today will reach a pleasant 75 degrees with a low of nearly 49 degrees, making it a great day to spend some time outdoors. Coming up, we'll examine the impact of Trump's victory on Bitcoin's unprecedented market performance, explore the significance of Mexico's largest ever fentanyl seizure and what it means for the ongoing drug war, and learn about Europe's fascinating plans to create artificial eclipses in space using innovative technology. All this and more coming up on Alex's News. Stay tuned. Our top story this morning. Bitcoin has shattered records, soaring past the $100,000 mark. For more on this historic milestone, we're joined by our financial correspondent Ethan Parker. Ethan, walk us through this remarkable surge.
Thanks, Grace. According to multiple sources, including Euronews and the Associated Press, Bitcoin's journey to this milestone has been nothing short of extraordinary. The cryptocurrency started 2024 strong, with an all-time high of $73,835 in March, but what we're seeing now is unprecedented.
What sparked this dramatic increase?
The catalyst appears to be Donald Trump's election victory last month. As KSLA News 12 reports, we've seen a series of record-breaking moments: $76,999 on November 7th, crossing $80,000 on November 10th, and then surging past $91,000 on November 13th. Finally, on November 22nd, Bitcoin broke through the $100,000 barrier on the European exchange Whitebit.
That's quite a rally. What's behind Trump's influence on the crypto market?
Well, Grace, Trump has made a complete turnaround from his previous skepticism of cryptocurrencies. He's pledged to make the U.S. the crypto capital of the planet, and, significantly, has announced his intention to nominate Paul Atkins, a known cryptocurrency advocate and former SEC commissioner, as the next SEC chair. He's also launched his own cryptocurrency trading venture called World Liberty Financial.
How does this differ from the current regulatory environment?
According to financial analysts, this represents a stark contrast to the stricter oversight we've seen under current SEC Chair Gary Gensler. The crypto industry is already responding positively, with numerous firms competing for positions on Trump's proposed Crypto Advisory Council.
Are there any concerns about this rapid growth?
Yes, absolutely. Market experts continue to emphasize the inherent risks and volatility in cryptocurrency investments. They point to previous dramatic drops, particularly during the COVID-19 pandemic, and after the FTX exchange collapse in late 2022. Environmental concerns about Bitcoin mining's energy consumption also persist, though industry analysts note an increasing trend toward clean energy sources in mining operations.
Thank you for that comprehensive overview, Ethan. We'll be sure to keep our viewers updated on this developing story. And now for our second story of the morning. We turn to a major drug bust in Mexico, where authorities are reporting a record-breaking fentanyl seizure. For more on this development, we're joined by our correspondent Chloe Martinez. Chloe, what can you tell us about this operation?
Grace, according to NPR and Associated Press reporting, Mexican military forces have just conducted what's being called the largest fentanyl seizure in the country's history. The operation, which took place in northern Sinaloa state, resulted in the discovery of more than 2,410 pounds of fentanyl pills. That's over a ton of this deadly synthetic opioid.
Can you break down how this operation unfolded?
The raid actually occurred at two separate locations, Grace. According to Mexican officials, soldiers discovered about 660 pounds in one house, and an additional 1,750 pounds in a truck at another location. The operation began when soldiers spotted and pursued two armed individuals, leading to arrests and the confiscation of several weapons.
This comes at an interesting time politically, doesn't it?
Absolutely, Grace. As reported by KVIA News, this seizure follows a dramatic 94% drop in fentanyl seizures in Mexico during the first half of 2024, What's particularly noteworthy is that this operation occurred just days after U.S. President-elect Donald Trump threatened to impose tariffs on Mexican products unless they increased their anti-drug trafficking efforts.
And what's the significance of this amount in terms of the broader drug crisis?
According to security analysts quoted by the Associated Press, this seizure is particularly significant because fentanyl is responsible for approximately 70,000 overdose deaths annually in the United States. The drug is typically manufactured in Mexico using precursor chemicals from China. It's worth noting that the U.S. State Department has just increased its reward for the capture of Nemesio Oseguera, the Jalisco cartel leader, from $10 million to $15 million.
Thank you for that comprehensive report, Chloe. We'll continue to follow this developing story. Here are some other headlines. In a historic turn of events in France, Prime Minister Michel Barnier's government has fallen, following a no-confidence vote, marking the first such occurrence in over 60 years. The vote came after Barnier attempted to force through an unpopular austerity budget. President Macron must now appoint a new prime minister ahead of U.S. President-elect Trump's scheduled visit to Paris this Saturday. In Syria, the army has withdrawn from the strategic city of Hama after insurgents broke through its defenses. Anti-regime forces, led by the Hayat Tahrir al-Sham group, released hundreds of prisoners from Hamas Central Prison. The capture threatens to isolate key coastal strongholds and Russian naval bases. Wall Street is experiencing a remarkable surge reminiscent of the dot-com era, with the S&P 500 up nearly 27% this year, as AI-focused companies like Nvidia have seen their values more than double, though some analysts warn of potential market corrections ahead. Chinese online retailer Temu has been suspended in Vietnam after failing to register its e-commerce services with the government by the November deadline. The company has submitted an application, which is currently under review by Vietnamese authorities. And finally, the rapid expansion of data centers is causing growing tensions with local communities. Residents are protesting issues including excessive noise, high water consumption of up to 5 million gallons daily, and environmental concerns. While these facilities bring some economic benefits, many communities are pushing back against their development. And now for our third story of the morning. The European Space Agency has just achieved a remarkable feat in space exploration. Joining us to discuss this groundbreaking mission is our science correspondent, Ethan Parker. Ethan, tell us about this fascinating launch.
Thanks, Grace. Just hours ago, at 5:35 this morning Eastern Time, the European Space Agency successfully launched their innovative Proba 3 mission from India's Satish Dhawan Space Center. According to ESA officials, this €200 million project represents a significant leap forward in solar observation technology.
What makes this mission so special, Ethan?
Well, Grace, what's unique about this mission is that it involves two satellites working together to create artificial solar eclipses. As reported by the European Space Agency, these satellites, the 310-kilogram coronagraph spacecraft and the 240-kilogram occulter spacecraft, will perform an intricate orbital dance, maintaining a precise distance of 150 meters between them.
That sounds incredibly precise. How challenging is this to achieve?
Remarkably challenging, Grace. According to ESA engineers, these satellites must maintain their formation with an accuracy of just 1 millimeter A, that's about the thickness of a credit card. They'll be operating in a highly elliptical orbit, ranging from 373 miles to over 37,000 miles from Earth, with each orbit taking about 19.7 hours.
And what's the ultimate goal of creating these artificial eclipses?
The primary objective, Grace, is to study the sun's corona A, that's the outer atmosphere of the sun. ESA scientists report that this mission will create approximately 50 artificial eclipses per year, each lasting 6 hours. To put that in perspective, that's 100 times more observation time than what we get from natural solar eclipses.
What kind of impact could this research have?
According to space weather experts, this research is crucial for understanding phenomena that directly affect our daily lives. The mission could help scientists better predict space weather events that can impact satellites, communications networks, and even power grids on Earth. The project, which has been in development since 2014, involves teams from 14 European countries and 29 industrial partners.
Thank you, Ethan, for bringing us up to speed on this fascinating mission. We'll look forward to hearing more about the discoveries it makes.
Thank you, Grace. Back to you.
That's all we have for now. Today's episode was made by Alexander King with Claude Sonnet 3.5, the Perplexity API, and the Google Cloud Text-to-Speech API. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow, Alex.